What up, y'all? So, I want to get to talking a little bit about the whole rumor of Tom Brady and the Raiders. So, I guess Jimmy did not pass his physical, which could make it to where he's not going to wind up being able to play for the Raiders for the season, or at least part of the season, because he's going to have surgery on his, I believe it's his arm. I need to double check, but with him not passing, that leaves a huge void at the Raiders for a quarterback, because all they would have left right now is Brian Hoyer and I can't recall the second QB. I think it was Colt something. And neither one of them are not really starter quarterbacks, not really good quarterbacks. Hoyer's okay in a pinch, but he's not good for a full 17 games. So it kind of leaves them in a pickle of needing to decide if they could get Brady in, they might be able to win more than if they had Jimmy G. But with their case and the talent they have, they could also choose to just start Colt what is his name? Colt McCoy or something like that, or Brian Hoyer, and possibly just go into full tank mode. Now, granted, I don't think Josh Richardson will like that whatsoever, because he still hasn't signed the franchise tag. I definitely don't think Devontae Adams will be a fan of it, because he's been used to just being on teams that win, and he originally came for Derek Carr, and they sent him out the door quick after Josh McDaniels gets there. And quite frankly, I would really think the Raiders made a horrible choice with Josh McDaniels. But it leaves it up. What would they rather do? Are they going to try to go and get Tom, or would they go into tank mode? My opinion would be they're better off going into tank mode, because Tom Brady can win games, but if I were Brady, I wouldn't want to come out of retirement for the Raiders, because I don't think he's going to really have that great of a season. At most, they'll probably maybe go like 7 and 10, or maybe like an 8 and 9. I just don't see them where they would be great in that division. And when they have the caveat for Caleb Williams possibly coming out in the next draft, you're better off just go ahead and putting it in the tank and try to see if you can be worse than the Falcons and the Cardinals, realistically, because I think those two are going to be probably the worst teams in the league this year. But if they got Brady, I mean, I don't know. I think Brady would wind up getting really beat all to hell, because their team has gotten better, but they're not great. They're better off retooling for a year. And realistically, I don't know if Brady really even wants to really play football anymore. I think this time around, I think he's just done. I think he's just ready to go into retirement. He's trying to own a part of the Raiders. He's got Fox coming down the road in a year or two with his contract with them. He opened up his own gig in Las Vegas. I don't think he's in the football state of mind anymore. I think he's just finally retired, and he fulfilled the promise that he made to himself of playing until he was 45. And he made it to what he said he wanted to do. So my whole deal would be I would tell the Raiders they're better off tanking and firing Josh McDaniels, getting an actual coach that's actually worth a damn. Because I kind of rate McDaniels as Bill Belichick's atomic bomb when it comes to East teams. Because anywhere McDaniels goes as a head coach, that team seems to just get absolutely destroyed when it comes to any kind of success. They get a good team built, and then he comes in and he just wrecks them. Kind of like what Bill O'Brien did with the Texans, and like how Chip Kelly did with the Eagles. So I would tell Brady, stay away. Just own the team and do your own thing off the field. And the Raiders, you're better off going into the Caleb Williams lottery. Don't even bother with trying to be successful this year, and then just kind of sell the pitch to Devontae and the rest of the team that you're going to try to compete, but you're not going to sign a high-tier quarterback this offseason because there's really none left. And the only other options they really have that's not Brian Hoyer would be that have any kind of name caliber would be like Andy Dalton, which I don't really think he'll move the needle. You've got Matt Ryan, which I think the best days of him is behind him. And then you got Joe Flacco. He's never been a good regular season quarterback, so you're kind of not really moving the needle there either. Cam Newton really won't move the needle either. I think like a lot of the quarterbacks that are now left, their best is behind them. So I would just advise the Raiders to tank, and Brady to just go ahead and keep selling off into the sunset, because he doesn't need football anymore. And the Raiders would just be a lost cause for him. And he's always been a Super Bowl or bust kind of mentality. And the Raiders would definitely be a bust. But that's my 2 cents. Let me know in the comments whether you guys agree, disagree, what you think, or who they should maybe go after if it's not Brady. But thank y'all for watching, and goodbye.